So without a doubt, the pristine brand new lure outfished the old one with all the chipped paint. So throw that old one away and buy a brand new lure. And, you know, in fact, buy 4 or 5 more lures because you never know when you're gonna need more. Was that good? Was that okay? Good morning, guys. We've got a special guest today. I've got my brother-in-law, John, here.
What's up?
He's gonna be fishing with me. We're here in SoCal doing some surf fishing, and we've got something really interesting that we're gonna be doing. We've got a little bit of a contest slash experiment that we're gonna be doing. We're gonna see who can catch the most fish. We're using both the exact same lures, but the only difference is mine looks like this, and his looks like this. It's the exact same lure, but it's pristine, brand new. And I've been thinking about this for a while since I went fishing a couple of weeks ago where I used this old junky lure and I caught a decent amount of fish. And so I was thinking, you know what? Why don't we both go out there, do this and see, you know, if this can catch just as much or if it's gonna suck and he catches as much. I know a lot of people kind of, when they get their lures to this kind of state, they kind of think, well, maybe I should throw this lure away. It's not gonna work anymore. Well, you know, we'll see today if that's the case. But looking forward to it. It's gonna be exciting. Good to have him out here. I don't get him out here as much as I'd like, but when he does come out here, he kills it. So, you know, regardless of whether he's using that lure or this lure, he's probably gonna outfish me. So, we'll see.
Let's see.
Now, before we get to John and I fishing, I wanted to share another fishing session that I had about a week before that sparked my curiosity for this whole experiment. Pretty beaten up Jigpara, but I don't think the fish will mind that there's some paint missing. I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but we'll see. Fish on. Fish on. There we go. Hit it pretty close to the shore. So I'm guessing perch. It is a perch. Feels like a good one. Look at those head shakes. Wave do the work for me. Bring this guy in. Oh yeah, he's still fighting. There he is. There he is. Come on. Come on. That's a nice perch. I guess he didn't mind too much that the Jigpara had some paint chipped away. All right, let's give him a measure here. Yep, nice one, 12 inches. This is a 12-inch perch, really nice one. Caught really close to the shore. I could tell he was big when I was pulling him in. This one's a female actually, but doesn't look like she's pregnant. Good eating size. And he caught it on the Jigpara, which was all ghettoed out, paint chipping everywhere, but it looks like she didn't care about that. So we're gonna take this one home. All right, well, they say perch is a schooling fish. So I'm gonna throw it back out there and see if there's any more of them out there. So many times I've said that, and I never catch that second perch. You know, I know a lot of guys that would throw away a lure like this because a lot of the paint's chipped away. As we've seen on this, and I've had many other occasions where they've bit on a lure that looked like this, I don't think fish are that picky. They see something shiny in front of them and they want to bite it. The fact that it's got some paint chips here and there, I think that's something that we fabricate ourselves, that, oh my God, the fish aren't going to bite that if it's not 100% painted to look beautiful or realistic. It's not going to elicit a bite if it doesn't look 100% painted. I've never been a big believer in that. I mean, the Castmaster, for example, is proof of that. Castmaster delivers all the time for me, and there's no painted eyes or fancy colors or anything like that. Okay, we're on again. Oh, came loose. No, he's on. Yeah, he's on pretty good right now. Feels decent. What do we got here? No, he's a small guy. That was a massive group of birds that just flew by. Barely had enough time to bring my rod down. You hate it when birds go by you, and every once in a while you might snag one with your line if your rod is up. That's happened to me 3 or 4 times, you know, over the course of 4 years or so. You never like that. There we go. Fish on. Oh, that felt good too. Darn it. Came off. Let's get back out there. All right, overall a pretty good session. Got those 2 perch, one really nice one, that 12-incher, and then I hooked up on that 3rd one, but it came unbuttoned. That was a really good one. You could tell by the way that the rod was bending that was going to be a nice one. And I got all of those on this janky little ghetto Jigpara that has about 30% of its paint chipped off. And I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on this? When you guys get a lure that's down to this much paint, do you guys still use it? Do you think it matters? It didn't seem to matter today. I wouldn't say that it was lights out fishing today, but we got those 2 fish and then the 1 bite. Definitely was going after the lure. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you guys throw them away after it gets to a point like this, or do you guys keep using them? Curious. Water looks fantastic. We're about 2 hours away from high tide. John's already fishing. He's getting a head start on me. The weather's supposed to be really good today. It's actually going to hit 80 degrees from certain reports that I've seen. So we haven't hit 80 degrees here in SoCal for a couple of months. So I'm really curious if that's going to affect the fishing. But we'll see. Okay, we got the catch of the day so far. This trophy-sized sand crab. Nice job, John. He's already out fishing me.
Should I leave it on?
No, I don't think so. That'll ruin our experiment. Well, I tell you what, any sign of life out there, especially finding a sand crab, is only a good thing, because it's the dead of winter and not a lot of sand crab beds out there. So the fact that there is a sand crab, and that was a decent sized sand crab, is a good sign. Hopefully it means that there are fish out there. not perchzilla, but it is a fish. So we got one for the junkie ghetto lure right here.
Nice.
Let's keep on fishing, man. It's been a grind today. We were kind of worried that we weren't gonna catch any fish, trying to come up with a plan B for this video, but luckily we've got one, so let's keep fishing. Hopefully we can catch more.
That's a beautiful fish. I think perch are beautiful. I think they're so cool.
They are. This was a small one, so we're gonna let him go. But yeah.
Nice job, Danny.
Hooked really well. We got him on both the treble hook and the assist hook, so he's hooked well. Hopefully he doesn't hook me in the process. All right, buddy. Look back. All right. Let's do that again, shall we? All right. John's on. See what he's got there. Ooh, that's a nice perch. That is a nice one. Great job.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. Keeper? No. No perch.
No, you know, I think it is a keeper.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. So we got one on the pristine lure and one on, actually, looks like the paint has been chipped off on the other lure a little bit.
I think that's the secret.
That's reason. All right, so John's lure is starting to get a little beat up, some paint chips, and I thought to keep this experiment going and to really determine whether or not the new lure outfishes the old lure, I've got another brand new lure right here, same lure, pristine right out of the box, and I'll start fishing this one. All right, I thought I'd take this moment to kind of introduce you a little bit more to my brother-in-law, John. As I mentioned before, he is an excellent fly fisherman. He's been doing it for what? How long have you been doing that for, John?
It's about 20.
Only 20 years,
yeah.
25 years, right? So he knows a little bit about it. He ties his own flies, and he goes around the United States going to all these awesome fishing spots. I'm telling you, I'm super jealous whenever I hear about a trip he's come back from and he's caught a boatload of fish. He hasn't come out to the surf very much to fish, but when he does, he kills it. Let me tell you about this really interesting story. It was about maybe the third time that he came out fishing, surf fishing with me, and probably 30 minutes in, he catches a legal halibut. And this was like after the third time surf fishing. And I had been trying to catch a legal halibut for, I think, a year and a half. And here he is, third time surf fishing, he catches one. I couldn't believe it.
Luck.
It was nuts.
Dumb luck.
It's not dumb luck. He's got a gift, and I have shortcomings when it comes to fishing, so I think it's a combination of both of those things. In that same session, he hooks up on a 20-inch white sea bass. And we didn't take a picture of that. We wanted to get it back in the water really quickly, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It happened. It's been slow today for both of us. I got one fish and then a couple of hits. Far from anything conclusive as far as the effectiveness of the old lure versus the new, but we're gonna keep grinding and hopefully things pick up. All right, guys, that was a tough one. That was definitely not lights out fishing. We had 2 lines in the water and we got 2 fish. We've had better days out here.
That was fun though.
It's still fun.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, yeah.
Hanging out with my bud.
That's right, that's right. And as far as the results go, I don't think it was conclusive in either direction.
We only caught fish on scratched up lures.
That's true. So he started off with a pristine brand new lure, as you saw earlier, but as the fishing session wore on,
all the paint scraped off and then I caught a fish.
Yeah. So there you go, that's the answer. Scrape off, buy a new lure, scrape off all the paint, and you'll start catching fish. That's what we gotta do. As you saw in the video before this, I caught 3 fish, and they were all on that junky lure, so I think the main point of this whole thing is, if you got a lure that's beat up, looks like it's on its last legs, not the prettiest looking thing, don't throw it out. I mean, it can still catch fish. I think we kind of impose on ourselves, you know, that just doesn't look good. Fish aren't going to go for that. But I don't think fish are that picky.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of fish out there. Some of them are dead, or some are wounded, and fish are eating all those.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good point. I think we need to do another session like this, or several sessions like this, to really get anything that's even close to being conclusive.
I mean, that'll be fun. We go fishing.
Exactly. So that's a good byproduct of this, having fun fishing. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe we'll do another video like this in the future. All right, I had to get one more session in with the junkie lure, just because that previous session didn't have much fish for either of us to catch. Oh, here we go. Oh. Come on, come back for it. Oh, that was a nice strike. That felt like a good fish. Come back for it, come on. Oh, man. All right, I'm going right back out there. That felt like a really, really nice fish. Oh, jeez. Come on. So this jig is 40 gram Jigpara. It's, you know, approximately 1 ounce. And it's just so satisfying to cast this thing, because it just goes a mile and it just feels great casting it and getting it out that distance. A lot of people say, well, you don't need to get it out that far when you're surf fishing. The fish are, you know, right at the shore, and that's true, absolutely. But they're also out there as well. Some of the biggest fish that I've actually caught from the surf were way out there. Caught my PB spotfin croaker, and I threw it way out there, and that's where he hit it. Yeah, a lot of fish are near the shore, but don't be afraid to throw it out there as well, because there's some fish that are way out there that are ready to bite on your lure. The water's much murkier here. You can see that it completely changed, and it's all due to that river of water they're releasing. I believe they're releasing it from a nearby nature reserve. I think it's being pumped out of a huge tube, and they're just draining it into the ocean for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but it's making this whole area murky, so I gotta move to another spot. Hopefully it clears up, you know, 100 yards or so from here. So here's that river I was talking about of water that's being drained, I believe, from a nearby ecological reserve. And then in the distance over there, there's a gigantic pipe that has a waterfall of this stuff gushing out. And I'm not sure what they would be doing this for. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe it's dredging. Maybe I've seen some reports on Facebook of the county dredging a lot of different harbors, and I wonder if this process is part of that. If anybody knows, leave a comment, because I'd be curious. I've never seen this before, so it's really interesting. All right, because we didn't catch a fish yesterday, we're on day 4 of the Junkie Lure Challenge. A little bit of a busier beach, lots of surfers, but I've never snagged a surfer yet. In about 4 years, I don't intend on doing that today. I think everybody wants to get out here today because that storm arrives early tomorrow morning. So I think everybody wants to get their fun in the ocean done because they won't be able to do that in the next 5-6 days. Fish on. Right here, right near this trough. Alright. Got pretty close here, so I'm guessing it's a perch. Oh my goodness, it's a halibut. It is a halibut, guys. It is short, but it is a halibut nonetheless. There we go. Oh man, that's cool. Nice, Hallie. It's probably about, I don't know, 16 inches or so. Add to my long list of shorts. All right, here's that halibut on the chunky lure. Didn't seem to mind too much. All right, another short halibut, which is my specialty, right? About 16 inches. We're gonna put her back. Lots of fun though. Let's get a good wave. Bring him back in, like this one. All right, thank you. So it goes without saying that a few sessions aren't going to provide us with meaningful results. John and I would have had to repeat this many times in order to get results that are even close to being valid. And I also want to mention that these results are just for surf fishing, where these lures are being pushed around in the waves. And you know, maybe the fish can't see the details of the lures as opposed to fishing them in deep water. You know, the results could, very well be different in that scenario, but we'll have to save that for another day. So what I can say, however, is that the junkie lure, even though it's lost a lot of its shimmer, still catches fish. So if you've got one like it and you're thinking of throwing yours out, don't do it. Leave it in your tackle box. It might be the one that catches you that big fish next time you go out. All right, you guys love fish tacos, right? Of course you do. Well, you guys are gonna love the fish burritos I'm about to make. Simple, fast, delicious. You're not gonna wanna miss this. The first thing we wanna do is prepare this bomb dipping sauce. We're gonna need some avocado, some onion, 1 jalapeno pepper. I took the seeds out, but if you want it spicier, you can leave them in. Cilantro, salt, white vinegar, and some water. And we're just gonna blend it up so it's nice and smooth. I've got our surf perch, which I've already filleted. You've seen me fillet perch lots of times, so I won't show it here. But if you haven't, I'll leave links at the end of the video and in the description so you can check out those other videos where I've done that. Now we're gonna prep our perch for frying. I've left the skin on because that gets nice and crispy when fried. We're gonna dip the side without skin in the egg and roll it around in our dry mix, which is half flour and cornstarch with some seasoning blend mixed in. You can use whatever seasoning you like. No need to batter the skin side because that'll get crispy on its own. And we're just gonna repeat that with the 3 remaining fillets. Now we're just gonna put that in our oil and fry it up till it gets nice and golden brown, about 5 to 6 minutes. Once they're done, just place on a rack so any remaining oil drips down. Alright, let's put together our burrito. I've got some pinto beans that I'm going to place on our flour tortilla. Gonna follow that up with some Spanish rice, and I'm going really easy here, like pre-made rice in a bag easy. We could make it from scratch, but I know a lot of you want to keep it simple. Now we're gonna add our fried perch. And top that with some shredded cheese, some avocado slices, some salsa, and then finally some cilantro. I know this looks overstuffed, but I'm gonna try to roll it all together. And now I'm gonna brown it so it's a little crunchy on a couple of sides. I like things spicy, so I'm gonna spice up my dipping sauce another notch with some hot sauce. That is so good. I love fish tacos as much as the next guy, but you know, sometimes you need a little variety. So if you love fish tacos, you're gonna really love this as well. You should definitely give this a try. You know, if you have a session where you're catching 3 or 4 perch, that's enough to feed a family of 4. I mean, try going to Chipotle and, you know, buying 4 burritos. That's like 50 bucks these days. It's crazy. Damn you, inflation! You know, and of course there's the satisfaction of knowing that you went to the ocean and you caught these fish and you provided for your family. I think it satisfies this primeval instinct that you maybe didn't know you had. At least that's the case with me. And you're going out to the ocean, enjoying the outdoors, enjoying nature. So it's like a win-win for everybody. All right, guys, thanks as always for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you know someone who might like this video, please share it with them. And I'll see you on the next one.